Welcome to Chaotic Streaming. I'm your DM, Starwin. Having a very late start today, my apologies. But I'm about to take some adventures through the lands of Elsperia as our group Dancing Lights managed to make it back to Timor Kingdom last week. We have with us today Leo, the half-orc, I wanted to say barbarian, I know that's wrong. Half-orc paladin of Illumina.
Hey guys.
Borden, the cleric of Kazia.
Hello.
Zara, the shadows of shadows.
Evening.
Insidaria, flaming
mess.
Absolutely. And
Hello.
Oscar, the sorcerer of sorcerers.
Eh.
Last time we left off, we were back at Timor Kingdom, and you guys were settling into your new place, picking out some things, going over other events, and just kind of having a little downtime, having a little time to yourselves as you kind of walked around town, take care of some, some item distributions, taking care of all your inventory, trying to sort things out, get everything ready. We bought furniture, we bought a lot of new investments in the house, building, and possible plans for what this new location that you guys are working on. On top of that, we also found a couple strange characters walking through town who had emblems of the Tiamat cult. Excuse me. And then also, at the very end of it all, you had a strange woman by the name of Rissa I have notes. Let me check these. Rissa Valentinus, who asked you guys to find a special shard for her that she's willing to pay you about 50k for. That's quite a lump sum, guys. And with that, you had a quick sparring match, Insidaria and Leah. And I believe we pretty much picking up from right about there, right?
Yep.
So after you pick up Insidaria, you're like, good fight and everything else. What would Dancing Lights like to do for the rest of the day?
Read my book.
So Zara starts pulling out the book, starts...
Did we have shit to do?
Yeah, don't you?
Yeah, I think we should check out the Tiamat cults.
Yeah. But if you really want to read that book, then stay here if you want.
And you just had
Well-
Rissa, who was just here a little while
I
ago.
suggest if we're really gonna start with something, then let's start digging in Rissa, because the job she offered doesn't add up on all accounts.
So how do you guys want to tackle this problem? Or problems?
So, the address she gave us, is anyone familiar with it?
Not Leo.
No, that's right.
The Evelyn, you said?
What part of town is the
Oh,
address for? Do I know?
Yeah, you would know, because it's way up in the north part of the district, close towards the castle, where, you know, many noble families kind of host themselves. The very rich side of town. Hello.
Sorry about that. Just turning that off.
Well, I got it.
Empire alarm?
No.
Good lordy.
Was that a cat squeaking?
No, it's water pure. No.
Nothing to
Getting
worry
rid of
about.
water in the air.
Alright,
Just-
let's figure out what we're doing here, guys. What do we want to do?
Leo doesn't have a problem with Riza. She just gave us a job to do without really a way to start doing it. So just if we find the rock on our travels, we could potentially bring it back to her for 50k. Otherwise, there's nothing really we can do to follow up on that. So I say we go to check out the T-Mac cult.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Well, the cult probably might have had dealings with that persons that wanted the rock. However, what I'm more concerned about is that you walk into a house of complete strangers and then offer them a job to find a stone that can possibly end the world.
You must not be familiar with being famous.
I
You
stick to
think-
the shadows. I do not want to be famous.
We've been around and helped quite a bit of people in the area here. I'm sure our names got around.
And she seemed trustworthy, in my opinion.
I don't know about that, but if she gave us a job, we got to keep an eye out for.
So,
I say we check out the cult people looking.
I leave it to you guys to make a vote and figure out what you want to do.
Oscar, Borden, what do you guys think?
I'll vote for the cultists. We can always go to Rissa's house any other time.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Alright,
Same here.
so everybody's gonna start heading out together then? Now, what's the plan? Like, what do you guys plan on doing? Like, are you just gonna hit the streets, or are you gonna, give me a general idea of how you
Figure
guys
go
want
to the place where we saw them last.
Alright.
Do you want to do it stealthy, like, or anyone? Or
Yeah, that's a good question. That's kind of like what I'm thinking now. How do you wish to approach?
I mean, it's broad daylight. Stealth don't work too well.
Oh yes, you just mingle with the crowd and keep an eye on the building, see what happens.
well, couldn't
And
you
then
use the
after a
alleyway?
while, yes,
More
or
referring
maybe
to the fact that
or,
see your ass crawling through a window.
or maybe an inn at the end of the street that you can do that way, or maybe we can arrange. What are those things called? So a street merchant hut thingy. What's the name of that? Out of character.
Like the market stall?
Yes, a market stall.
Hmm.
Yeah, do you have
Yeah.
some connections in the city that we could get some information on the DL?
Well, I don't know who would. I'm not from here.
I was asking Zareth.
I might be able to ask some people, yes, but usually that is not the information that you want to share, or the resources that you want to share with someone, a stranger.
Where are you guys having this conversation, by the way?
In our
In our
house.
house.
Alright, just
Yeah.
making sure. I was wondering if we were on the street or if we were doing anything yet. Alright, so continue.
I mean, the only thing we're looking for is information on these cultists, like what they're up to. I mean, I know what Tiamat's trying to do, just trying to get back to the prime material plane. But beyond that, I don't know what the cultists are doing here.
What kind of building did they slip into? It was an empty warehouse or something?
Make a, I want to say like an investigation or perception from earlier, just to make sure you saw exactly which building.
Straight out intelligence check then?
Let's do that and kind of see what information I can give you. Like, you saw
They
him go
also-
into a building, but you're not sure. But then again, let's verify. Like, maybe you have a better idea. So go ahead and roll me investigation to kind of think back
Say-
on it.
Oscar,
Yeah.
do you remember what kind of building they entered?
I do not.
Make an
12.
You should have an investigation you can roll, not just straight intelligence. I'll let you go ahead and roll investigation there. There you go. Yeah, it seemed like either it was an old warehouse that was abandoned in a building, like it was like an abandoned building of some sort, and they obviously had access to it. It might have been a warehouse at one time, but nobody is known to be using it right now.
I share that with the party.
Yeah. So pretty much that tells you guys that this building may have been a warehouse at one time, but it's been abandoned for quite some time, and they have people finally coming into it like that. It's kind of suspicious.
Damn it.
Also, do I know of any like inns or stuff in the neighborhood that we can park ourselves?
There's
keep an eye on
probably
it,
there's
take out?
probably some like a confection shop that is right across the street from it that you could probably visit, or there might be some small stalls that are nearby, but it'd probably be easy to lose yourselves into if you're just kind of eyeballing the place from afar. It just depends upon how you want to do it.
That sounds good. Maybe we should get going then.
We
Yes,
need a
but
plan first. What are we gonna do?
five people keeping an eye on one building raises questions.
You could sneak around and maybe sneak inside.
Maybe. But I want to save that for later this evening, because then there are less people around, and if we can see people enter and leave the building, then we know it is currently in active use.
So wait until later to try to go to the building?
Yes, and in the meanwhile, we'll just sit there and watch, see what happens with the building. So maybe set up a patrol. Somehow we just walk in circles so that everyone always has eyes on the building.
Okay. Well, I am just waiting for the go-ahead, so...
That sounds like a great plan, Sarah.
Otherwise, I suppose I could go up to the door and knock on it.
Let's wait until we do that.
Then off we go, everyone?
Well,
Okay.
I guess that's it then. Let's figure out where and how to walk.
Alright, so... Yeah, tell me a marching order here. Leo up front, or how's it gonna go?
Yeah, Leo can go up front.
And your little fox friend following right behind.
What?
Hmm.
No, fine.
Well, you need to go ahead and take care of something real quick. Alright. Take it. These guys are going in the back. Alright, so as you kind of walk out the streets, heading towards the location, let's go ahead and do a round of perception.
Yeah, let's do GM. I'll reroll that.
Yeah, go ahead. Zareth, peering down one of the alleyways as you're walking up the street, a familiar figure seems to be sitting. You kind of catch her at a glance, and then it just kind of, like you're having a mental collision of some sort. Like it's like, I know this person, but can't place him at the moment. But you do recognize somebody down this alleyway, just kind of slumped over. They kind of look in your direction, and they quickly look away, and then just sitting there, all quiet and just kind of got a broken down stare. What would you like to do?
How does the person look? Like
She looks like
no, is it a beggar dressed in rags or?
It seems to be something that she's been familiar with and fell back on before in the past. She's definitely like a middle-aged woman. You recognize her as Smiles.
Guys, do you have a second?
Sure, what is it?
Old friend of mine. I would like to say hi. I move up to her, and it's noon, right?
You guys spent about an hour trying
Well,
to figure out what you
afternoon.
wanted to do. Yeah, it's about 1 or 2.
Afternoon smiles.
She kind of doesn't. She kind of looks up to you, but she doesn't like make like she's actually listening to you. She seems to be broken off and kind of distant.
So, how have you been holding up since this abandonment?
She just kind of laughs for a moment and then looks up at you and then looks away again.
Anything I can help you with?
Let's see. Thought I had more prepared notes for this, but apparently.
Sorry, what are you mumbling, Star?
Oh, nothing. I thought I had better notes for this, but apparently I misplaced them or something. I don't know. Alright. She kind of... let's see here. She stands up. She looks at you and she just kind of says, "Where's Claw?"
I haven't seen him since house cleaning.
Make an investigation check as she's standing up in full view of you now. You kind of glance down and her hands kind of become exposed from underneath her robes and you can see like the tips of her fingers seems to be caked in red. And this music
Are
will
you
not
wounded?
be. No, why would I ever be wounded? I must find Claw. He's needed.
Needed for what?
She just kind of
Got a mark.
and giggles to herself, and then she just smiles.
I step back.
She starts to wander away.
Okay, I move back to the group.
Alright.
Is your friend okay?
I am not sure. She is looking for someone that I have no idea if he is around.
Not to put too fine an edge on it, but is any of his friends ever okay?
I mean, I worked with him for a while a couple of years ago, but that wasn't exactly the best of times to be in the city. But after that, we fell out of touch.
So, who has the highest passive perception?
17.
That's you, and what's Borton's?
I said at 19 passive.
Holy crap. Yeah. So, let's see here.
Are you wearing those dorky glasses there, Borden?
I don't think they affect your passive, do they?
It gives you advantage on perception.
Yeah,
So,
but it won't help him on, like,
which
passive. The unused stat that I never use, I'm trying to bring it more case, so to speak. But yeah, after your little incident there, you kind of noticed a short, stout, or not really stout, like a skinny boned fellow, just kind of weaseling through and just kind of looking over his shoulder, and he's kind of walking towards the location of where you guys were originally headed. Those with the high passive would notice, about 15. Dressed
So,
in...
for clarification purposes, it's not whoever's there I just talked to, it's someone different.
Oh yeah, somebody different. This is relating to those that you were... They're dressed kind of similar towards the other cultists that you've seen going in that direction.
So
I
this-
point them out to the rest of the group.
So we just got a skinny dude running, or not running, but going up to the place?
Yeah, he's about 3.5, 4 feet tall. He's kind of skinny and scrawny, just bolting through, just kind of looking left and right, and just kind of peering. As you kind of look, let's make actual perception checks from Zareth and Borden, since you're the only ones that can catch it right off the bat as he passes by.
Natural 1
Congrats.
Is that
and a natural
That's great.
20.
This is to get a good bead on him. As he kind of
Yeah,
passes by, you can kind of see a long, pointy nose, but it, he just moved as fast as you could see him. You couldn't make out much more of his facials. Just caught a glimpse of a very oddly shaped nose peering out.
Anything in the way he moves is that he's hiding weapons?
You couldn't tell, not with that perception.
So at this point, it's safe to assume everyone travels armed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but there's a difference between visibly and hiding shit.
Yeah, so he's continuing up the streets where you guys were trying to get to, and as you're getting to the location where you saw the original place, you see him over there. He's just kind of tapping on the door gently, ever so quietly, and just continuously looking over. After about a minute, maybe, unless there's anything you guys want to do in the meantime, because he has to wait.
Can I see the rhythm at which he knocks on the door?
As you're approaching, I would say no, because he's kind of got his robes around him, and he's just kind of pushed up against the door, and it's hard to tell how he's rapping, especially when you're trying to keep distance. So about 30 seconds pass, and he's still standing there, kind of waiting. 45 seconds.
Yep. Is there any movement in the window, in the possible windows that the building has?
Make a perception check. As you're just kind of eyeballing towards the windows, trying to be, easy about going by, you don't see any movement. However, the door eventually, after a minute passes, opens. Nobody's there at the door. It just open space, and he just kind of waltzes in, shuts the door behind him. You see his figure for a moment, and then it just disappears as you kind of stare in from the glass.
Okay, I casually move along the street then.
Alright. So you guys are now kind of situated in like a market stalls where there's like food being offered out. Like there's a meat stall nearby. There's a confection shop, which was also mentioned, and then just a few other odds and ends that you can buy, like random trinkets and whatnot. You can hear the dealers just constantly going over their shoulders. Fresh meat, come get you a fish kebab or meat kebab, and other various food items that they have ready. And trinkets, get your trinkets, get a gift for your pretty lady. You know, just the usual banter that goes around with this.
Is there any store that sells lots of trinkets that I can stand in front of and then keep an eye on the building?
Yeah, you can easily, like, about, I don't know, it's going to be like, they're on the opposite side, which is the more active side of the street. So, you know, you kind of, it'll be behind you, but you can kind of stand in front of one of the stalls looking at the trinkets and then constantly look over your shoulder if you want. However you want to do that.
No, that would be a bad idea. I'm just going to stroll along the market then,
Alright, what's everybody else
and
doing?
trying to figure out in what position we need to move on the market so that everyone so that at least one set of eyes is always pointed at that building.
Alright, so, I mean, you guys are kind of situated here. You can kind of talk amongst yourself how you want to do this.
Well, since the stealthy scout's not scouting, I would think someone should go walk around the building and peek in the windows. I could do it if you guys want.
Well, I'm bright as hell, so that might not be the best idea.
Ching, ching, ching.
To get caught. The whole, well, at least that we now know that the building is in active use for something that people try to hide. I'm curious how many more people would enter that building and how many leave. Because if we know is five enter and 5 don't come out, that there are at least 6 people in that building.
We also don't know if this is the only door.
You raise a good point there.
I'll go check it out, alright?
If there's more than one door, we'd see more people going in than coming back out. They have to go somewhere. And if we never see anyone come back out, then we know they're going somewhere else. Simple.
That's why I said that we should at least stake the building out for a while.
We couldn't have something huge if we just hang out front. I really think we should at least look around the building, walk around.
Round of perception real quick from everybody.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, you guys are on fire now.
Wait, I haven't fucked it up yet. Even with my advantage, I'm probably not doing well.
Let's have it. Ooh,
I'll be
damn.
damned.
damn, yeah. Looking down one of the alleyways, not near the building though, you catch a familiar figure that you just saw earlier trying to be stealthy. You see the female from earlier just kind of in the shadows, and for a moment she's seen and she just wasn't as careful as she's just kind of in one of the alleyways nearby.
Zareth, I think your friend's following us. You should go see what she wants. Get rid of her.
Hey, we don't have to get rid of her. That'd be mean.
Well, why don't you go up to her and see what she wants?
Let her
Okay.
follow if she wants.
I'll go up to her then and say hello. Hello, I see that you're a friend of Sarah.
Hold on, I have to... She kind of walks back into the alleyway, kind of separating herself from the view of the others, going further in. Do you continue to follow?
You don't have to go far away. Can you please talk to me?
She's
I
stepping
will
backwards. No,
I'll
you-
miss. And follow.
I walk up to Cindy, place a hand on her shoulder, and move her out of the alleyway.
Alright, with that, she kind of bolts off after seeing Zareth approach, and then she goes down the other way.
Might be best to not get involved with her right now. Obviously, she wants nothing to do with us for the moment.
Yep, she's probably hoping to find if I know something. I offered her help, she didn't want it, so there's nothing I can do for her at the moment.
Should I leave this healing potion for her then?
No,
Said
we
she
can
wasn't
keep that.
needed.
Okay.
After about a minute or two, as you guys are kind of debating on what to do about her, she's already kind of disappeared from the situation. You can hear about 3 blocks kind of south and off to the edge, there's like this loud shrill. And then all of a sudden, guards, we need help over here. About 3 blocks away from you.
Let's go check it out. Leo starts
Alright,
heading that
good.
direction.
Yeah, ask her what to.
As you make around the bend and everything, you can see a group gathered around this woman who's been stabbed. She's bleeding out profusely on her left side, and she looks like she's about to keel over. And everybody's just trying to give her room, trying to find a way to stop the bleeding. Like one guy's up there, hold on, miss. I'm so. Oh, they're just being sympathetic, trying to figure out what happened as guards are kind of approaching, trying to take care of the situation as well.
I'll use 2 healing lights on her.
Alright, what is that, like a pool of healing that you had, or?
Yeah.
Alright. She kind of opens her eyes and she's looking at the wound as it kind of seals shut, and she kind of... What happened? I didn't see a thing. Why am I hurting? Why am I in pain?
Miss, you're gonna be alright. I healed you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you remember the last thing you've seen?
No, I was walking down the street, heading back to my house, and I just felt the sharp pain, and everything went red.
Do you know which way they attacked?
I do not.
Was there any witnesses? I'll out into the crowd.
And everybody just kind of shakes their head, like, don't know how it happened. We heard her cry out, and then everybody turned their attention, and she was just there stabbed. It's pretty much the consensus, as like many other people are like verifying as you're kind of approaching. Like, yeah, we heard her cry out, and then we turned, and there she was. She was already stabbed. Nobody saw anything. Nobody. I heard her afterwards, and this street isn't like, it doesn't have like the shops like the other street did. This here is like the back alley at the back. That's kind of like people take this just to kind of get home quickly, and she just got caught by whatever, and everybody's just like, didn't see a thing. It was so weird.
I'm looking around to see if anyone's trying to back away.
I'll make a perception check.
Yep. That was a perception.
Oh, wait.
You have to roll after you ask for it. You can't just roll random
that's
things.
why roll after
sorry.
I ask. Like, if I'm asking for it. There you go. That's a natural 1, right?
Okay.
No, you don't see anybody doing anything suspicious. You do hear the guards going, God damn it, another fucking stabbing. At least she's alive.
Has there been many of these?
I've had about, not to alarm anybody, but you guys seem to be on the up and up. There's been a few murders here recently. And I'm starting to think this is the same MO, right? And he's kind of conferring with the other guard. Better get this information to somebody who can take care of it. I don't think this is something we can investigate, not properly.
Has this just been happening nearby?
Not just in this location, if that's what you're asking. Like,
Well, just in this about 3 to 4 blocks.
it varies. There's been a murder up in the Noble District, and then there was a murder here in the... 2 of them, to be exact, here in this district within the month. And then this random stabbing. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely similar weapons being used.
Were they the same gender?
No, I think there was a man that was stabbed in the Royal District, or Noble District. And then 2 women in the
Any similarity with the wounds?
No, like, looks like it must have been done by a dagger, perhaps.
Yes, but I'm asking about the location. Is it a stab in the heart, or liver, kidney?
It varies. Like, I don't know the full details. Like, I'm not looking at the report, but whenever I was brought in on it, like, I remember one guy got slit across the neck. Another guy got directly, or girl, I should say, got stabbed through the back, through the heart. I mean, it's just, like, they're, it's still full attacks, but I don't know, it's baffling.
Do they
like,
seem similar jobs?
I really don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I've always been brought in on a couple of these, and it's just something that we're all kind of supposed to keep aware of. I don't even know if I should be talking to you guys, but you guys seem to be helpful people, because, you helped this woman out. Much thanks on that.
Thank you very much.
But, yeah, whoever it is, they like to stay in the shadows. Nobody's been able to spot who did anything, so they must be professionals, is what we're thinking. I mean, this is just small talk that we have going on. Nothing I can give you solid. I'm sure somebody has more info, but probably something we can't share right now. But the guards...
I'll tell the guards who we are, if they want us to look into it further or find something new, they can have a courier come our way.
Well, could probably ask you guys to look on your end and offer any advice. I can't guarantee there'll be a reward or anything right off the bat, but, dancing lights, you say?
Well, if I get more information, a description, something like that.
Yeah, like, as you guys kind of have that conversation and everything, try and debate how they want to do this, because it's an odd situation, because they're, like, investigating a murder and then trying to bring people who are, an outsource, so to speak. It's like, maybe not, but, yeah, the people that they're trying to look for to help aren't available right now. Well, we can't get a hold of an inspector of some sort, but maybe if you guys can offer any information, find out who it is, there might be a possible reward. I'm sure the Queen will be more than happy to have these dealings taken care of without much subtlety with the common folk. Like, we need to keep everybody calm, and we just try to resolve this problem. However, if there's a little bit of fear going across the streets.
Don't worry, you can trust us.
All
That's
right.
part of why I told them who we were. The Adventuring Guild should be able to be like, yeah, no, these guys are on the up and up.
Yeah. Well, we'll do what we have to do on our end to kind of go through that information, and if an official order comes over, we'll definitely send a carrier over so you guys can get that missive. For now, ma'am, may I help you to wherever you're going? We'll walk you there, make sure you get there safely, and we'll post guards outside your house, make sure the attacker doesn't come back. How about that? And she's like, oh, thank you. And then she comes over to Insidaria and takes her hand, says, thank you for the heals. I appreciate your saving my life. And she
No
just-
problem, miss.
Yeah, she shakes your hand and, oh, blessed be. And then she takes the guard's hand and then they walk her down the street to kind of take her back to where she's from. Crowd's kind of dispersing and everything, and you guys are left there to do whatever you wish to do.
Suppose we'll wait for that order so we can get the contract working for our company, right? Or do we want to do that? Just start investigating that right away.
Well, shouldn't we wait for the cultist thing?
Yeah.
Let's deal with the cultist thing first.
So as you're walking back to the location, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright. Borden, you see that
Yep.
low-looking figure? He's already out of the building, and he's kind of walking down past you guys and just darting down the other end of the street.
The skinny nosed one, or
Yep.
the
And he's just wandering down the streets now.
Is he carrying anything?
No, nothing that you can tell, and Borden was the only one with the highest perception. Passive. Just take note that he
taking note of the long nosed guys moving around in the same areas as the cult.
Yeah, he seems to be leaving the building completely and heading off in a direction with purpose.
What time is it now?
Want me to follow him?
Let's see here. I would say it's about 2 in the afternoon now.
Yeah, we should follow him. Well, not me.
I'll sit and watch the building if someone wants to follow him. Act quickly, because otherwise we might lose him.
Yeah,
Alright, so he's
I
going where?
pull up my hood and I mingle in the crowd.
Go ahead and roll your stealth check.
30.
Holy
You literally disappear and walk on another plane of existence to follow this guy. What's everybody else doing while Zero's getting in position, trying to hunt this guy down?
Leo's gonna sit and watch the building that we saw them go into.
Alright, I kind of need to know, like, how spaced out is everybody? Like, are you staying close together? Or are you kind of, like, watching from different sides? What's the situation?
If there's a shop nearby, I'm gonna go in there and just kind of look around. Not really buy anything.
Yeah, there's...
Keep a look out the window.
Yeah. There's a viewable window that you can see where this confection shop that sells, like, sweets and candies and everything. A lot of people just kind of perusing, and you're just one of them. Borden, where are you at?
I mean, Xerath's on the chase down, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd probably just meander around, sort of like how Oscar's doing.
Alright. Leo's outside, just kind of keeping eyes. And Insidaria, what are you doing?
Leaving Xerath alone sounds like a bad idea, but if someone attacks him, I don't know how well I'll be following him.
You have no idea where he went.
Okay, so yeah. Then I'm just gonna be at the sweet shop, just idling by, looking.
Inside or out?
Inside.
Alright.
They can motion me if they
Xerath, I
see
need you
something
to
happening.
make a perception check as you're trailing this guy and trying to keep up with him. Easily enough, you kind of follow through the streets and alleyways, and you get further and further away from your party. You manage to pass by your place, and then the looking figure, or small looking figure, continues further south, and he seems to be constantly kind of looking left and right, and just kind of looking down for a moment, and then just kind of comparing something, like he's trying to get his bearings, and he keeps going further south. Continue to follow.
Yes, and if we continue walking south, where is it where we eventually end up?
As you continue further south, which will take you 4 to 5, now 6 to 8, and now you're about 10 blocks away from where your friends are, You see him kind of stop at this crossroad, and you're getting into like the slummier part of town. He darts off to the right. You follow him. He takes a left through an alleyway. You continue to kind of trail and keep an eye on him. He takes another right as he comes out on the other street, and he's just kind of making intricate turns into the slums, just getting further and further into like these old beat up buildings that are still standing, that house like poor folk who are just kind of stuck in a situation. And as he continues through the alleyways and further down, you find yourself getting 15, 20 blocks away, and then finally he stops outside a hovel and he just kind of walks in.
Any indication that that hovel is usable, is used as a store, or is it just where people live?
It might be where somebody lives.
I'm going to stick to the shadows for a while and just keep an eye on it carefully.
Alright, so you're hanging here.
As well as keeping an eye on my surroundings.
Alright. So that's that. And that's that. The guys at the confection shop and out there by the other building, you see 4 figures, gray robed, all kind of emerge and just kind of hit the streets. And as they walk out, they all go in separate directions. Like 2 of them stick together for a while, and then one turns off an alleyway nearby and heads down that way. The other 2 kind of go in a different direction, and they kind of splinter off in single, just separating from each other.
Any conversations that I can hear?
No, you're not even on that end. This is back at the house. Or the other place. This is the
Okay.
people. Yeah, this is where Leo and all them are at. They just saw the other 4 figures that went into this building leave, and they dispersed. Anything you guys want to do who are at the candy shop?
I will go outside and ask. Fortune was the one who was at the candy shop, or the one that was at the candy shop?
No.
You guys want to follow?
Yeah. You're all nearby. You can ask each other.
Okay. Do you want to follow, or do you guys want to check the building itself?
They would see me if I try to follow them for sure. But if the place is empty now, which I'm not sure if it is, I still think we should check out this building.
Okay. Say we check out the building as well.
Yeah. I'm assuming, can we not see anyone through the windows that are right there? Inside still?
There's no movement inside the building, if that's what you're asking.
We haven't looked around the building yet.
Okay. I was just saying if we could see anyone in there, in that building's windows.
Yeah, as you look in, it's like abandoned. Like it looks like nobody's in there. Like it's just vacant space that you can see.
Going to cast Detect Magic and look at the door.
It's a door, not magical.
Anything past.
As you're kind of looking around with it, I'm doing a mental scan here. Hold on. No, I don't believe you would catch anything. Like maybe there's a random trinket in one of the stalls that kind of catch your eye, but it's like a light enchantment. But other than turning your attention towards the building itself, you don't see anything of import.
Okay.
Do you want to take a walk around the building and see if there's any magical?
Yeah.
Yep. Go to the back if possible.
So I'll be sticking out at my initial spot, just keeping eyes on the door while those 3 do their thing.
All right, so who's going to the back?
I will. Syndra.
And anybody going with you? Oscar, are you going back there too?
Yeah.
Alright. And we got Borden and Leo up front.
Yep.
Alright, meanwhile, at the hovel, Sarah, you find yourself sitting there for a while, just kind of staring at this situation. There's no movement or any signs. Like, there's light coming from the hovel. Other than that, this little figure seems to have just come here on a purpose to either this is where he lives, or he knows somebody here, or his attention is just directed here. You have no idea what's going on other than your eyeball in this house. Is there anything you want to do in the meantime?
Does that guy look like he would live in the slums?
You wouldn't know. You didn't get a good look at him. Like, he's dressed in robes. I mean, that's all you know.
Okay, then I go. Then I move back towards the group carefully and stealthily.
Alright, so that'll take some time. It's Adaria and Oscar. You kind of head to the back. Basically, what you have to do, there's 2 alleyways on the side of this building. So you take the alleyway, head to the back part, and you can see like a giant warehouse doors, like where carriages would come in and like unload and drop off whatever. But they look like they've never been used in such a long time that they're in kind of a disrepair. But they still conceal everything with inside. They just look flimsy, like holding their place. Like they feel like they could probably be pulled off if you pulled hard enough. But yeah, this alley that you're in now, like this is back alley that kind of trails behind all the shops where people would like load and unload stock, I suppose you would say. Like this is like a loading alley.
Could investigate anything in here?
Go ahead. Make an investigation check, guys. And Oscar,
Yeah,
as you're
going
kind of
to.
peering around, focusing on the building, right?
Yeah.
You don't sense any magic. And like I said to you guys, you kind of get closer and you realize these doors are kind of flimsy, but they're definitely holding shut, as there's like a locking mechanism that's keeping them pried together.
I'm going to look at Cindy. And if I break this, could you put it back together?
I do not have men, if you're asking that.
Out of character, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, so what's the plan?
Well, is the lock inside or out?
Well, it's like a big padlock holding the doors closed shut together. And, like, the hinges are kind of rusted and kind of bent away from the main frame. These doors, by the way, they're like 2 giant doors. And, you know, they're heavy if you try to pull on them, but it looks like you might be able to pry them off because of the rusted hinges.
Let's not leave evidence that we were here.
Would I know that you could push up the screw of the hinges, take off the door?
Would you know what?
Would I know that? General intelligence?
If you, well, I would say, like, if you're looking at these hinges, you feel like you'll break the doors if you try to pull too hard on them. So you would definitely leave evidence that you've been here. I don't think you need a roll to figure that part out.
I think specifically the question is, if they pulled the pins from the hinges and take the doors off the wall, would they be able to put back after we were done?
That's kind of hard to say. I mean,
that's why I'm rolling. That's what
okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll straight intelligence on it.
Are they on the outside?
Yeah, you're trying.
Yep.
Oh fuck yeah, you could do that. Why not?
Okay.
I'm not gonna hurt anything. You could probably put him
Do I
back.
see him trying to attempt this real quick?
I don't know. Are you doing it? He's thinking about it. You see him, or you see her thinking about it. And she's like, "I'm gonna take these hinges off and maybe pry it off." I don't know.
I will first ask, maybe we should take off the hinges and pull out the pin to open up the door.
Let's just make our own door. How about that? And
How so?
is there a window nearby?
Not on this side, no. Like, the windows were probably in the alleyway, but not here. Like, this is just a big wall, 2 double doors, pretty much.
Let's go back to the alleyway.
Okay.
So Oscar, you're kind of leading her back into the alleyway?
Yeah.
As you turn the corner in Sidaria.
Yes.
Does a 27 hit?
Yes.
You
Yes,
feel
it would.
a arrow slam into your shoulder blade. You take 9 points of damage.
Okay.
I'm going to look.
Yeah,
Or-
you're.
I'm sure I noticed
Yeah,
that.
so as you're walking into the alleyway, and Insidaria's back is exposed as she's following behind from wherever, you feel this stabbing pain in the back of your shoulders, right between the shoulder blade, and you hear Insidaria give out a soft cry, and you kind of notice that.
Can I see where it was from?
Go ahead and make a perception check as you
I
kind of
am
turn
also.
around. Yeah, you both turn around after hearing her cry out, and you see the arrow, and as you look, you don't see anybody. Nobody's there. You're looking towards the ground. You're kind of looking around. You don't see anybody.
I was going to say use Hellish Rebuke. I
you
don't see it.
Yeah, you don't have a target to go with.
Going to do a quick cast to detect magic, see if I can find any magical items they may have.
You don't pick up anything. Like, you do have that spell still on. You haven't been able to pick up anything. Leo and Borden, make a perception check. They're fine. You didn't hear anything.
What?
You apparently didn't cry out loud enough.
With the 18?
Oh wait, you got past. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, well that. You
Well, if
heard-
it's hearing, then it's not an advantage.
Oh yeah, it's hearing. Yeah. So then, therefore, yeah, you didn't hear anything. Like,
Plus, it is daytime in the market street. There are a
yeah,
lot of
it's kind of loud. Yeah, and then it would take you really zoning into it. That's why the DC is a little bit higher. But yeah, you weren't really that loud. Anyway, you're kind of like, something hit me in the back. What the hell? So still with Sidaria and Oscar, what do you want to do?
Come out now, and this will end without violence.
Okay. So you say that. Just make a persuasion check to see if you can convince the wind to not hit you anymore.
Whatever.
There you
bam.
go. Alright. The wind seems to be convinced as far as you can tell.
I'd do an investigation to see if it was like a trip line or something that we may have missed the first time. And hit the
Go
second.
ahead and make an investigation. As you kind of like, there's something going on here. You look around, you don't see any triggering mechanisms. Either this was something more elaborate or like beyond, and you're looking hard. You're looking really hard. It's like there's got to be some kind of trap. I've seen Xerath look for traps. I'll look too. But you don't see anything that sticks out. So either this was a person who did it, or it came from something else. And Xerath, you're barely getting halfway back.
Okay,
you're-
at this
you're-
point I drop stealth and
You have no
move
idea what's
towards the
going-
main street
Alright.
and just continue and normal pace.
Yep. It's going to be a while before you can even make it back to your friends. You went pretty far. Continuing on. Borden and Leo, is there anything you want to do at the storefront before we continue?
I'd like to knock on the door that the people came out of.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
So, Borden, you see Leo walk straight to the building. What do you want to do? He hasn't knocked yet.
He mentioned earlier he had, the plan to do that, and
Yeah, you see him fixing to execute it. Are you going to do anything about it?
stay back and watch for now.
Alright. So, as you're walking up to the door, we go back to Insidaria and Oscar. No apparent traps or anything. What do you want to do? And you try to convince the wind to quit stabbing you with arrows.
Yeah, cast light to try to make everything brighter in the area.
As you light up the area, another arrow slams from high above, dealing 14 points of damage. As you feel another in the back of your shoulder blade. Both of you make investigation checks. As you kind of get a... Because now you're aware and you kind of got an idea that, okay, somebody's shooting somewhere. Where did it come from? I have no idea. I saw an arrow just appear on your back. What happened? So yeah, you got another arrow in the back in Sidaria.
I will activate Cloak of Flies and then say, "You better stop this now, damn it." Getting pissed off.
Ooh. Alright, let me roll insight on you.
They have disadvantage.
Going to step back a little bit away from him.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. So you get advantage on your intimidation checks, right? Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So as far as you know, you intimidated the air.
So pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know where you are though.
Let me go ahead and get round of perception from you two.
Going to find cover real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception now as you're trying to do that. Okay. Let me roll something as well. Make sure that whatever's happening keeps happening. Wow, you guys have no idea what's going on. Some time go by and you guys are still looking around. What do you want to do?
I think we should leave.
I'm not gonna say what gave you that idea, but
As you... Well, what are you doing? Are you gonna...
That being said, I'm not leaving until she leaves, so...
In Sidaria, what are you doing as you got the cloak of flies around you?
I will then back away and make sure that everyone's in the range of that 5 feet.
Alright.
I'll still keep it on.
Okay, so just to kind of get an idea, are you facing towards where Borden is, or are you facing towards the back doors? As you're kind of in the alleyway, as you're walking whichever direction.
I'll try to be walking back.
So stepping backwards with your back towards Borden and them, you see an arrow come appearing right in front of you, slamming right towards your heart, dealing another 13 points of damage as it slams into your chest. Make a perception check with advantage since you're facing the correct direction.
Okay, don't fail me now, damn it. 21. Now Hellish Rebuke at high.
Hold
highest
on,
level.
hold on.
Okay.
Like, you don't get the chance to do that yet, because something happens.
Okay.
As you turn, you're able to recognize that there's a figure on top of the roof, but as fast as you saw them, they ducked out and they're gone. You can't figure out where they went. They used their bonus action to hide.
The hide's better than 21.
Mm-hmm.
How badly is Cindy looking right now?
Well, she's got 3 arrows, 2 in the back, 1 in the chest, and I'm looking at her
Yeah,
HP bar. It looks like it's
I'm going to start. I'm going
I
to start dragging her away.
I will down a potion and walk further back.
Alright. Make perception checks, you two, as you're trying to duck out of here. Not that I think it'll help, but we'll see.
Still advantage or no?
Perception. Well, do you get it? No, not on this.
Okay.
They hit on you, so you don't have any idea where they went. So as you're ducking back, you chug your potion.
It's
Your potion bottle shatters as an arrow splinters through as you drink it down. It's an empty bottle, but the glass kind of shatters and the arrow misses you this time. And quickly, they duck down again.
So did I drink it?
Oh yeah, you drank it, but right as soon as you finished chugging it, another arrow appeared, but apparently they missed and totally bashed into the bottle.
What's a healing potion?
2d4 plus 2, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go, 6 HP. And Oscar's like trying to pull you. However, if you're pulling Insidaria, the flies, can you put that up for me, please?
That'd be 5 damage.
You
5
just
points of damage.
No roll, just straight damage.
yeah. So you take 5 points of damage as the flies just kind of splinter around you, and you're like, God, this wench. Women, am I right?
Yeah.
Poisonous creatures. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got. So you grab a hold of them. You're like, come on! Ow! 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 What do you guys want to do?
At that point, I am leaving.
Yeah. So you kind of pull them back, and Insidaria, what are you doing?
I will leave as well. Just looking back, make sure there were no more arrows to the back.
Good call. You make it out, and as they come out of the alleyway, you can see these flies around Insidaria, and Oscar just kind of like shooing them away, pulling her back, and then you see about 3 arrows lodged into Insidaria as they come back around. Leo, you were about to knock on this door, right? And then you kind of glance off to the right. Well, you knocked earlier. No answer. Nobody came to the door. And as the urge to kind of bust the door down to go in and see what happened, you see your 2 friends come out of the alleyway looking like they do.
Can I try the door handle?
Yeah, it's locked. Like, you kind of push the door a bit. You figure, like, with enough strength, you could probably knock this door down, but, you know, you're still in that stage where, what are we doing? And then, like I said, you just saw your 2 friends come out of the alleyway. Something apparently happened.
Isn't there a lot of people in the streets right here?
Yeah, there's quite a few. Like, people are ducking in, ducking out as they go through shop vendors and stuff that's nearby. It's about 2 in the afternoon, so yeah, it's still kind of a busy street. And then a few people kind of glance over looking at Insidaria. 1, trying to avoid the poison attack. 2, oh shit, she got hit by 3 arrows that are sticking out of her. What do we do? What do we do? You know, you're getting random gasps and whoa, you know, a whole bunch of grunts and groans and like, oh my god, is she okay? And then as some people try to come up to help, they kind of get the idea that they need to step back
You
because of
should-
these flies that are around you.
Yes.
Drop the flies. Drop the flies. Don't be doing that in the city. You could kill innocents.
Okay, fine. Drop flies. Then can't use it anymore today.
I need to.
Can I attempt? Hey guys, should we climb? I believe they're on top of the top of the houses. So maybe we should climb up there.
What's on top of the houses?
The people that shot me.
What house? I didn't see any.
No. The buildings.
Let's just say he points out the one that they want.
You know, the building that you caught them from is like in the back alleyway up top from there. Question. You moved out of the line of view of the alleyway, right? Alright, you're still in the line of view and you take 7 points of damage as another arrow comes shooting out and they're aimed directly at Insidaria. Like, you notice these attacks could have probably came after Oscar too. He was there as a target, but they seem to be focused on you, Insidaria.
So no rolling for hit or anything like that, or been rolling too high?
I've been rolling good. Like, everything's been above 20, so... And I'm doing these...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
I should still be pretty close by there.
Yeah, you felt the arrow whiz by your face and slam right into Insidari, almost like it was tracking towards her.
Can I roll a perception to see if I saw where that one came from? Just
Yeah,
by a quick
you go
glance?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception.
How much damage was that again?
7 points. This arrow came down that alleyway, angling up towards to where the roof behind, like, you got the warehouse that you're looking at, right? Then there's this little street where carts come down to unload, and then there's another set of buildings, and this was on top of the building that was behind the building you're trying to scope out at the very top. Let me see if she, they, them, her, him. Let me see something.
How far away is that?
Oh god. But as you look in that direction, you don't see anybody, and that's about 80 feet away from where you're at, 80 to 100.
I'm going to look at Leo real quick. Could you come with me?
Sure.
Can I roll perception for the people though, or no?
What are you trying to perceive?
Where the arrow came to hit
Well,
me again?
you all know where the arrow came from. It came from that alleyway,
Okay.
from that building, and that's where Oscar was like pinpointing where it came from. So he knows, and you know, because from the last time he saw it, that it's on top of that building that's behind the one you're looking at.
Right, seeing the bloodied Cindy walking out, so I got a little passed over there for a second. But, as soon as she's clear from that alleyway, do the damn thing. Oh, there it goes.
As an action, you present your holy symbol and invoke the healing energy that can restore a number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level, which is... See, what level are we? 7?
It's 35 total points.
Alright, so you channel divinity and the winds of Kazuya start
you
encircling Insidaria.
Plucking the arrows out of her.
Yeah, and the arrows kind of thunk, 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 4 arrows fall to the ground. You see like shattered glass kind of in her robes, as you know, from the potion bottle that broke earlier.
Sure, you make the 35 in total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you got bit of the shit knocked out of you there. I'm assuming you need all 35. I mean...
Yeah, I'm 1 away from max. Thank you.
After getting the okay with Leo, I'm going to open up a door to the rooftop.
Dimension door? Wait. Okay. So you kind of make this door, and then all of a sudden, the two of you appear on top of this roof. So you're at the roof, and you kind of look around. You don't see anybody. Make a investigation check. As Leo, for the first time, you see Oscar just kind of grab you, or grab onto you, and then, you know, he does a dimension door, and then you both appear on top of this building. You look down, Oscar, and you can see, like, tracks that indicate that somebody was here. But apparently they must have either repositioned or moved on. You don't know.
I'm going to point that out to Leo. The shooter was here.
Oh, he must be really quick. I mean, Ben Cinder just got shot, and we then pooped up here. He must be really, really quick.
Yeah, they were very recent tracks. Like, after the arrow
going
that was
to-
shot. Like, from your observation, the arrow was shot, and then they took their movement.
I'm going to the best of my ability, try to follow the tracks.
Make a perception check, both of you. Oscar, you see a figure across the way, like on top of the building next door. There's a figure that's kind of got a bow out, and they look like they're fixing to aim again as they come out of cover and then get ready to shoot.
Is it right above Cindy?
Oh yeah. And
I'm going. My hand glows red, and all of my sorcerer points that I have right now go into another level 4 test to Dimension Door, and we go right beside him.
Ooh, evil. Alright, so, a couple things happening here. Borden, you look up and you see another arrow get shot from a building nearby. 11 points of damage to Insidari as an arrow slams into your back. You guys appear, and you're at this door, and you see, I would say about this time, Zareth, you're closing in, like you're maybe 2 blocks away. And you can see Borden and Insidaria just kind of in the streets, and you see Insidaria get hit by an arrow from above, and you kind of close it in, trying to figure out what's happening. Leo, Oscar, you appear with another dimension door, right? And then
Yes.
you turn and you recognize this woman as the one that Zareth was talking to, as she kind of turns and notices that you're there looking at her. She will use the disengage option to disengage from you guys if you're like right up in her face. And then she'll
Can
dart.
I see him though?
No, you're not up on the roof. But you might be able to hear some shit, so hold on a second. Let me
Well,
check.
didn't she hit me again?
Oh yeah, she hit you again, but
And-
to your back, which was what she was doing. She's trying.
I'd have been looking.
Yeah,
I was
and
facing
you saw
her.
it. You saw. Oh wow.
Yeah.
She kind of struggles for a minute, and she jumps off an awning, trying to get to another building. However, she kind of lands hard on the awning, and just in a panic, she kind of falls to the ground. She manages to hit the ground below into another alleyway, pick herself up, and she's trying to use the rest of her movement to get away. She's about 30 feet away from you guys as she went down into the alleyway, roughly.
I will use my bonus action to Misty Step right next to her.
Ooh.
Can I see her?
Nope, they're in the opposite alleyway of a different building. Like, okay, so like, she dropped down off to the left side of this building. Like, if she's facing towards you, like you were down to her right, she darted off to the left because she wanted to get away from you guys since everything got botched, and you guys are now just kind of enclosing around her. So she kind of darts down into the opposite alleyway, getting even more. But Leo Misty steps, and now you're right in front of her. What do you want to do?
I will attack her.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack rolls. Let's check her AC real quick. Oh yeah, those are both hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
I will pump a Divine Smite into both of these.
Alright, let's see what you can do.
Is she undead or a fiend?
No. I need your damage rolls too.
For a total of 26.
41.
Yep, 41.
That's some damage. Hold on 1 second here. Let me.
Don't tell me you just had to kill her before we calm her
Oh,
down.
no,
This is all non-lethal damage, by the way.
Sure it is.
I'm pretty sure you can't non-lethal a smite.
Alright, so we
I'm going
said.
to just say I'm chasing after her and running off the building.
Alright. As you're running off the building.
Isn't that obvious?
What are we doing? Slippers of spider climbing club. Okay. So you start walking down the building, and you use your movement. You can catch up to her. What do you want to do? I mean, I should probably put us in initiative, but we'll go ahead and finish this round off.
I'm going to also do subdue damage. Kind of freeze her foot to the ground with Rare Frost.
Alright, go ahead and roll the spell so I can see what I gotta do here. Isn't there a saving throw? Or is it an attack?
No, it's an attack.
Yeah, she sees your ray of frost, she ducks out of the way and kind of rolls away from you and just kind of stares at you like a wild beast. Like, her eyes seem feral and she's got this smile on her face.
Could I attempt to see her now?
No, you can't see her. She's in an opposite alleyway. You have not even moved towards her direction.
Can I move to that area where they jumped off?
I need you to make a perception check to see if you've been keeping track of what's been going on around you.
Okay.
And I think at this point we should roll into initiative. So go ahead and roll your initiative. Click your token, roll initiative.
So, well, I'd love to ask, did I or did I not see her bouncing off the awning?
Actually you would have, yeah. But you know she's going in the opposite direction of where you guys stand, so that would put us in initiative order.
Oh, well great. It didn't actually take my 19.
Just change it to 19. That was first roll.
There you go. So, top of the round goes to Zerath, who is about 60 feet away. As you're noticing Insidaria getting hit by arrows. You don't know by who, you don't know by what, and you can hear clanking of a sword hitting somebody maybe 45 feet away from you. And a ray of frost spell just went off.
I'm going to burn my entire turn to get to the noise of the ray of frost.
Okay, I would say, like, they're within 30 feet. So you get to the alleyway, you turn, there's still about 15 to 20 to engage if that's what you wanted to do. But you turn and you see them surrounding Smiles. And she looks like a feral beast as she's just kind of looking up at him.
I'm going to fire an arrow in her right shoulder.
Alright, go ahead and make an attack. As you pull out your bow and quickly arm it and send an arrow off.
$19 for 6 damage. Non-lethal if possible.
Absolutely non-lethal, and that will hit. She takes the arrow as it kind of bends into her shoulder blade. She kind of looks and turns and hisses as she sees you, and then what she will do, or no, she
You do
won't
get
do.
sneak
Then
attack damage.
Then I say you better have a very good reason for this.
Yeah, you do get sneak attack if you want to add that damage.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead and roll it.
What is it now? I'm level 5, so that makes 46.
You should be able to click the sneak attack that icon. It'll keep track of it for you, but you like to do
Where
your
is
own
it?
shit. Like underneath
I
your...
don't
You're level
There's
if I
a
drag
global
it from-
damage modifier.
46. 46 for sneak attack.
Actually, I think you have to...
Another 9.
I might have to go back and look at hers because I think. Oh shit! You know what? I fucked up somewhere,
And you forgot to use assassinate.
that is true. Hold on 1 second. I need to check something. Because Insidaria probably should have been in more shape than she was. Because apparently I was going off this thing's sneak attack and I think I rolled it wrong. So let me see what her sneak attack is supposed to be at this level. So that will not happen again, damn it. Alright, Rogues, where the hell are you?
If it helps, it seems like it's half level rounded up. D6.
Yes, every 2 levels. So at level 7, that would be 46.
Yeah. Insidaria, not gonna penalize you because I probably should have done more damage, but
Yeah.
you were probably at the inch of your life whenever you got out of that alleyway by actualities, but I need to just edit her sheet. Apparently I forgot all that nonsense.
Well, technically, I wouldn't have.
Alright. Continuing forward. So 9 points of damage. She's looking rough as she kind of stares at you being feral. Oscar, what do you want to do?
It's 15
Going.
in total with sneak damage.
Alright. She's still kicking.
Going to try to freeze her foot to the ground again.
Okay, make an attack roll. She will evade out of that with ease. And with that, she'll take out a ball that's in one of her bags that are next to her and throw it to the ground, and all of a sudden you see a big billowing black mist just kind of fill the area. And she's going to disengage, and she's going to run out of the area and try to hide. So free action to drop an item. The item goes off, boom, there's a big puff of smoke. Now she's going to do a hide action, and you nearby will be at disadvantage on your perceptions. So go
Do I get
ahead.
an opportunity attack?
She disengaged.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And she will roll.
Everyone can roll perception or no?
Yeah, this.
I assume that the people that were right there.
Yeah, there's people who are right there in the smoke are definitely seeing,
Okay.
like, they get the opportunity. You guys see smoke, but you don't see anything else. She's used this smoke bomb or whatever and just kind of made her way out and is now trying to get away from you guys. Borden, you see billowing smoke coming out of the alleyway where you've seen Zareth pointed. And actually, no, you wouldn't have seen anything at all because Zareth blocking the entranceway. She would have taken a more different route to get out of that alleyway.
Well, she went to the other alleyway.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm here mentally thinking, mapping out how she left, and I'm like, oh, okay, she didn't jump out like into the same street to where you guys could see her. She would have gone back into the back part of the alleyway where the loading
How
docks
big
were.
is the alleyway?
Like, it's definitely like 10 feet wide.
Okay.
See, my plan there was to go the opposite way. Like, she's not going to run into the street with people.
Absolutely, no. She's
So,
and
if
you
and I
hear a lot.
didn't get the chance for the round beforehand to start movement,
Yeah, so you can kind of move in towards your friends though.
see, I'd be moving back into that back alley and trying to pincer her in.
All right, so there's a billowing smoke on one alley that's opposite, but you're going down the alleyway that's clear, right? And you kind of
Yes.
head down there. Go ahead and make a perception check as you finish your movement getting to the back. kind of glance around. You're thinking she's got to be around here somewhere, but you look around and she just kind of vanished. And unless you want to do some kind of buffs or anything, I think that's about all you can do. What do you want to do?
I mean, there's stuff I could do, but there's some pretty severe consequences if I were to.
I hear that guardian spirit saying, use me. No, go ahead. What do you want to do, though?
Okay, bit of a stretch here. Tiny bit of a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
But, she had a bow.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this bow.
Not very well.
I mean, I was argue. I saw her clothing. You know, I watched her bounce down the awning.
Fair enough.
So I will let you rule if that's even a thing to do. Within 30 feet at least once. Be it her bow, be it her shirt.
I don't think you've been up close 30 feet to her at all.
He was teleported right next to her.
Not Borden.
Oh,
That was Leo.
That was Leo,
No.
yeah. Borden,
Yeah, I
you
took
had,
Leo.
I saw her shoot.
but she was further
Okay,
than
it
30
comes-
feet away. That's what I'm saying. Look at the second paragraph, midway.
No,
The
I'm
spell
aware,
can locate
30
a specific
feet.
object known to you as long as you have seen it up close within 30 feet, and you have not been anywhere near her at least once. And you haven't been near her.
My question became, when she shot from the building, the new building,
She was still a good 45, 50 feet away.
50 feet up?
Like 15 to 20 feet up, and then the distance away from where she was to you guys.
I was separate from Leo. That was why, like, if she was shooting from the building, is we're almost on the street. She either had to be on the edge in front of us, or she had to be parallel. Like, the people on the street could have seen her take the shot. That's why I was like, 30 feet isn't as much of a stretch as it sounds.
Well, the thing is like whenever Insidaria came out there and you were kind of tending to her, I pictured that you guys moved further away from the alley so you weren't in direct line of sight of the alleyway itself. So that kind of puts you further away from that building that she was mounted on at the time to take the next attack. Because she had to reposition to get a better aim at him. That's why she wasn't where those guys dimension door to.
So this is the only issue with Theater of the Mind, because I figured, I pulled her straight in front of the house we were watching to patch her up. Just clear of that alley.
Yeah, and she is
cover.
you're technically in the back of it now. Now, okay, so for the sake of, I mean, I can give it to you. It's no big deal.
No, I was just trying to make sure, like, if this isn't a thing, I don't have to do it. But Theater of the Mind really puts shit like that into a, what the hell scenario.
Yeah.
And don't you have those eagle eyes thingies? Don't they do something on seeing stuff?
Advantage on
assuming-
perception.
Well,
Let's see here.
I mean, that aside, the initial time we saw her in the alley, the first time Zareth saw her, or when Insidaria approached her, 30
Now-
feet also wasn't much of a stretch there.
Here's the thing.
Assuming it's the same person.
Yeah, so here's the thing. She wants to keep distance, especially for like random stuff like what you're trying to pull off. But I'm not saying that she knew that intentionally, but her training kind of lets her know that, keep your distance just in case. And that's what she's been doing. Like, I would still rule that she was just enough out of distance to where you couldn't get a beat on her. And like I said, if you would have seen her up close, like if you walked up to where Insidaria was the first time you met her in the alleyway, to where she was just kind of slumped over, I would have said, yeah, you've seen it. but like you were still kind of off to the street and you didn't bother going in that direction. So I don't see that as being it. The only way you would have done it is if, like you said, you were able to get a good view of her up there. But it says 30 feet. I kind of put her a little further out. So
What about the time when she fell down?
she fell down in the opposite alley, which still obscured her.
Okay.
Yeah, she's 2 alleys away, literally. Like, she shot that arrow off on top of that, and she darted off the opposite direction to kind of get away from you guys, and then also get away from Leo and Oscar. So that put them another alley away from you, which increased the distance even further. So she would have been 30 more feet down the other way, at least. But, you pop out of the alleyway, you're thinking about using locate object, and as you would do so, you kind of get the idea that if she's in this alleyway, she's probably already further down south, as you're on the north end of where they are. So she's probably already making her way south since you're covering this exit. If you want to use locate object, I would say go ahead and make a wisdom check, and if you make the DC, you'll be able to locate her using the ropes. I think that'll be a fair way to put it.
I mean, I'll take the stab at it. It was just, the
No,
first
absolutely.
gut reaction. Like, if
Yeah.
I've seen the person, might as well give it a go.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I still kind of gauge her a little further away.
There's your wisdom check.
Not bad, not bad. You know the direction that she's moving, and it is south, and you've got a beat on her. And how long does this last? 10
10
minutes. So
minutes.
you can trail her for 10 minutes like this if you like.
So yeah, at that point, I would just yell out, "She's going that way," and indicate the direction.
Alright, so, and you're in the back part of the alley. In Sidaria, you're in front of the building that you were scoping out. What do you want to do?
So I like to dash as quick as possible to wherever she is.
Well, that's a direction you're unaware of, except for what Borden pointed out, and he's in the opposite aisle. Like, he's in the back. You hear him shout, so you'll have to work your way through the alleyway again.
Okay.
So, you're going to use your full action dash to go in that direction.
Yeah, go into the direction that she is. Yeah.
Alright. So, you're about... So you go down the alleyway, that's 30 feet. You see Borden just to your left. You go to the right and take another 30 feet. Make a perception check.
Okay.
She may be down here, but you have no clue where.
Blind as a...
Yeah, Leo.
I'm gonna take off running in the direction that Borden mentioned and try to see if I can find her.
Yep. As you pop out of the alleyway, you look to your left. You see Insidaria in that alleyway, and then you see Borden down at the other alleyway. And make an investigate or perception check. Let me double check something. Yeah, you pop out of there and you're looking and you're like, you don't see her.
Alright, I'm gonna use my, did I use all my movement, my action dash, to go in the direction?
I would
Borden
say
is?
you used your full movement to get into the alleyway to where you, or the back side to see where everybody's at. So you still have your action, bonus action.
Can I use my action to go in the direction that Borden had mentioned?
Sure. So you go another 30 feet south. Make another perception. Yeah, she's nowhere to be found. You're looking, you're just... I don't see her. I don't see her. Zara.
Oh.
Or is there anything else you want to do, Leo? I don't want to miss out.
Yeah, I was gonna shout out, reveal yourself. You can't just go around killing innocent people. Reveal yourself.
Let me check something. And how about you roll me a persuasion or intimidation, however you want to put it. Alright. And Zareth, what would you like to do?
I would like to climb on a rooftop.
Make an acrobatics check for me. Or actually, probably be athletics, wouldn't it?
Well, if he's jumping.
Yeah, I called acrobatics. It's alright. So you tumble up onto an awning, you pull yourself up even further, and then you get onto the roof. That's your full movement.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to use the dash option, and I move towards the direction of Leo, and then...
You go over to the other side of the roof, you see Leo down below you. Off to your right a little bit as he's at the catty corner of this building. Or actually, he's further down. I'm sorry.
And do I see any movement from bird's eye view?
Give me a perception check. We'll see. You look around and no, you don't see anything. And you go back to your training with this person. You're like, they're very good at stealth. Anything else for your turn before we go to Oscar?
With my action, can I hide or take cover?
You already... Yeah, go ahead. Not that you seem to be the target, but... Oscar, your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm standing on top of a building. That is like a mark.
I'm going to cast haste on myself.
All of a sudden, a wave of energy just kind of hastens your movement as you feel the adrenaline pump.
Then I'm going to run the direction that Leo did into the back and look around to see if I can see anything.
See Oscar just dash right by you. His movement speed double with haste. And he's just constantly looking. Make a perception check. You look and still, even as hard as you're investigating this situation, you just cannot make out where she went.
I heard Gordon say something. Which direction is he looking?
See, you popped out the other way and you went... I would say you used your movement to go towards Leo, which is the direction that they're indicating, which is south.
Okay, so are there any alleys leading south?
There's several alleys that are like every block has an alley going through it between buildings. So there's like several alleys that are kind of encroaching. So like if somebody wanted to, they could probably duck into another alley and just kind of go back out the front way if they wanted to, or they could take the opposite street and do the same thing.
Since I can't, I'm going to pick one at random, and use my dash action to go down that alleyway.
Alright, make another perception then. Now you look and you still don't... She's just hiding really well.
That's it.
Alright, so with you in an alleyway... Is Insidaria the furthest south? Is that the way I'm reading this, or is it Leo? Leo's the furthest
probably
south.
Is.
So she would have to do some maneuvering if she wants to get to her target. Okay. Make a perception check, Leo, since you're probably the closest. Nah, you don't hear a thing. The only thing you hear is the loud scream of Insidaria getting hit by 20 points of damage as another arrow slings from the top of a building and slams right into your shoulder blade.
Can I try to make a perception to see where that came from?
As soon as she rolls her stealth on her turn, and then she uses her bonus action, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. I want to make a reaction up.
No. It's not happening. She shoots the arrow off at the top of this roof, slams it into you, then as quickly as she fired, like right as soon as it left her hand, she quickly ducked down, and then she was just gone. She went back into hiding at that point. She's got her own objectives. You don't know her anymore, Zereth. But with that perception check, only thing you were able to make out is what roof it came from, and that's it. And she is on the move again. Borden, you see here. Yeah, you look down the alleyway where Insidari is, and you see her get hit again. And make a perception check.
Just be visual.
Yeah, visual.
Because now there's a difference between visual and auditory performing.
Alright, so still, yeah. You kind of, like, same thing. You can indicate which building it came from, but you do not see the shooter.
I don't need to see the shooter. I know where it's at.
Yeah, you absolutely know where it's at. It bounced up on top of this building on her turn. She fired, and now she's tumbling away and getting ready to make another move. As she kind of uses the shadows of obscurity to kind of keep her covered. What do you want to do?
Well, as I'm no longer having to manually cast shit, I can take the dash action to try to head her off.
Alright. So you pass up Insidaria, who's kind of leaning over with an arrow in her shoulder. You go up to the next alleyway. You take a left, and you're trying to go to the front of that front to kind of cut her off.
That's the hopes, yeah.
Alright, so that's...
Just intercept, more or less.
I can't use assassinate. Battle rounds are already going through. I mean, if I was going to do that, I should have done it when I first shot you, which I fucking... did. But yeah.
I'm just making sure.
Absolutely. Like, I might have been able to kill you, which was her intent. Alright, so as you pop out of there, getting ready to perceive where she might go, we are to Insidaria.
Okay, so did I determine that she was on the building, or...?
You determined she must have shot you from the building, but she already ducked down as soon as your peripheral went up to look for her.
Okay, then I will try to go in the direction where she might be in. I don't know where exactly.
Well, you saw Borden just run past you and down an alleyway.
Okay, then I'll follow Borden.
Alright. Probably a good idea. You might need another heal soon.
Yes.
Yeah. That just fixed you up, damn it.
Okay, so make a perception check as you kind of get to the alleyway there to where he is.
Yep. Finally!
That was exactly what you would need.
You throw enough shit on the wall, eventually one of them's gonna hit.
Yeah. Alright, so let me figure out how this happens.
I will cast Hold Person on that.
Oh, I didn't say you found him yet. But,
It's a natural 20.
hold on!
Dude,
Let me get to the narrative before you start doing actions. Jeez. Might change the whole outcome of what you're doing. So she's, let me make a couple rolls, because this would be the only way you'd be able to catch her. Let me make a roll to see how well she gets off the roof. Oh yeah, she lands like a cat, and then all of a sudden she looks up and she sees Borden and Insidaria right there, and there's this groups of people who are coming from the opposite direction in this other store frontage type area. She dropped down to an awning, got in front of that shop, and then she's looking dead at to where you guys are just kind of looking at her, and there's several people around her. What would you like to do?
Again, Hold Person.
Alright, go ahead and roll me the spell so I can see what my DC is.
Okay, so... Where'd you go? There you are. And the level for it is 6. Or...
Wait, what?
Yeah. The wisdom check is 60.
Rolled a 20. So you try to do Hold Person. The spell starts to take hold and then it dissipates and she just smiles at you as she stands up to her full frame and gets ready to do whatever's coming up next. Anything else for your turn?
Let me think. I will use Expendous Retreat, bonus action, to get right at her.
What?
She's increasing her move speed to get the extra movement
Okay.
to get in her face.
I was about to say it's retreat, but you're not retreating. All right.
Yeah, it's a
You
spell.
don't even have to. Oh yeah. You would have to do something. So now you're right on top of her.
Yes.
That's
Now-
all you can do.
Can I try to grab her? Or...
No, you already used your action to do hold person. So hold person was cast. She resisted. You close the distance. You're right in her face, and she's just smiling, just waiting for her turn. Leo, what would you like to do?
How far away is Borden from me?
So
Opposite ends of the alley.
Yes. Well, you're on opposite. Like, you're still in the back part. They're on the opposite front, and he's an alleyway up. So it would take 30 feet to get to the right alley, and then another 30 feet to get to where they are. So they're about 60 feet away, regardless which way you go.
So we've just been zigzagging up and down these alleys.
Mm-hmm. You and Oscar are like the furthest away from this, because
Even
Oscar went the opposite direction. Like, he's going back to the original front. They're on the opposite end on a different street altogether.
Yeah, I went south.
Yeah, you went south, but you went too far south. You went Roadrunner and just...
Okay, so I'm gonna run towards. Could I get to? Or could I get to Cindy this turn with a move action and a Misty Step?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll do that.
So you Misty Step and bam, you're right there by Cindy. And Smiles.
I will then attack Smiles with non-lethal damage.
Alright, go ahead and make those attacks. As this paladin appears out of nowhere. She ducks under the first blade. However, the second one managed to snag her right in the side.
I'll Divine Smite on this one.
Okay, go ahead and burn all them actions for me. Give me some damage. For a
27.
total- Ooh, she's looking rough. She is looking terribly rough. Now, Zara. What would you
Did I
like?
see any of that happen, or did I hear the sound of Leo swinging sword and yelling,
Okay.
"I have power"?
I was tracking everybody else, but I don't recall where you were last. Where were you last?
I
He was on
am
a roof.
the rooftop.
Oh yeah, you're up on the rooftop of the original building. You guys were. No,
and
you wouldn't
then
have seen
I-
it. You wouldn't have seen
And
it.
then I moved 30 feet south before I took cover behind something and hid.
Yeah, you're fine where you are. But the thing is, they're on the opposite end of a different building, so you would have to get to the other building, other side on the other street, in order to get to them. Which is probably a good 50, 60 feet away, because you have to get down, and then you have to make your way in that direction, and then turn the corner.
Okay, let's do that then with
You mean
move
acro-
action and a bonus dash action.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics. It's a little rough. You kind of land. You're going to lose about 5 feet of movement, but not that bad. So you continue on, and you're about to turn the corner. You turn the corner. You see Leo in Sidaria right there in front of her, and she's looking rough as she's kind of crouched over.
Can I shoot an arrow in her leg to put a penalty on her movement?
No. Like, that called shot can't happen because you got two people blocking your way. You could shoot in Sidaria in the leg if
just-
you like.
No, that
Oh,
wouldn't help.
come on, that'd be perfect.
It would, but
That
not
pissed
without
me off.
reason. Can I hit her with an arrow at all or not?
At disadvantage.
And then I'm going to hold my action until I have a better shot.
Alright. Oscar, you zigzagged down the wrong alley. What do you want to do? As you kind
Because
of
I didn't find anything, I'm going to go back to where I saw Gordon that was calling out where she was.
meow, and
Do I see anyone there?
let me see here. Make a perception
It-
check,
it-
and this is to determine how much movement you're going to waste trying to find them.
Well, no, I just want to know if anyone's there, like where I last saw them.
All right, we're as you peer back into the alleyway that since you went back, you don't see any of them there. No. So
I'm
you're
going
back.
to use a message to try to contact Gordon.
All right, so you use an action to message him. What do you want to say?
Do you still have eyes on her?
You hear this message. What do you want to reply? Gordon.
I feel like the simplest reply is, yeah, there's 3 of us all within a decent, distance from her. Like, more or less describing the situation as it stands.
Okay, seeing as though I didn't have any, like, location, I guess I'm going to go back to the storefront just to see if that's where they, that's the only place where we can just pick another random direction.
So you can move up to 60 feet with an action, or not with
Yeah.
an action, but movement, and then you can move another
60 with a dash.
60 with a dash. So you're dashing around. I would say with your full movement, after looking at the other storefront and then like tracing down that alleyway, I would say you'd be able to. Yeah, it would definitely use up all your actions and everything to get there. You're on the opposite side of where they're standing. You can see Smiles back, facing you, Leo, and Insidaria in front of her, and then you see Zareth with an arrow aimed in your direction.
Hang on, I may be able to do something as a bonus action real quick. Hang on 1 second. Hey, you can continue. I'll just tell you later.
Well, it might be
I'm
imperative.
trying to transfer sorcery points or spell slots to sorcery points.
Well, that
I
will
think
probably
it's
use
a
up your
bonus.
bonus action either way, and you won't be able to do anything.
I don't know if
with
it's
it.
a bonus or a regular action.
I don't believe it is a bonus action.
Oh well, let's see what annoying.
Yeah, as a bonus action on your turn.
Yeah, so that would burn everything at that point, but you can go ahead and set that up. Alright, so is that what you do? Is that it?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so she's looking bloody hurt. She realized she's cornered again. She reaches for another ball, because she is going to try to run again. However, in a swift action, you see her also flick her hand towards her waist, and then she pulls out this gleaming object. She throws it in the air, and then she catches it pommel side towards her, blade sticking out south, and she slashes right after Insidaria, and she's going for the throat in terms of narrative, but we'll see how she does. With a 27 to hit and 8 points of damage, since she doesn't get sneak attack, you can definitely see her. She slices, but she doesn't get much on you. And then with that, she drops the ball. Another puff of black smoke appears, and then she tries to hide through it, and then she's going to try to dart away again.
If she stood up, would I have been able to take that shot?
Nope, because they were still in the way, and she dropped a smoke bomb now. I mean, you could still take the shot if you think you can hit her, but let me roll her stealth check as she kind of hides in this black mist. Make a perception check if you want to take the shot, as she's using the mist to get out and run away. You see her. Go ahead and make the attack still at disadvantage, though.
Will this be a straight roll?
Yeah, with disadvantage, so that's 12.
Yeah, and that'd be a miss. The arrow goes wild. You thought you had a lock on her, but she ducked through the shadows, and she just kind of You can see the fading smile of her smile just kind of bleeding as she kind of dissipates into the black mist and tries to continue her way. Trying to debate if she's going to waste her bonus to disengage or just dash.
I thought she was hiding.
Well, she was still in front of you, so if she does that, you can take... Yeah, we'll do... Damn, though, they get her, though. She's going to have to disengage, so she's going to try to stealth out of here. Yep. So she disengages to make sure nobody gets an attack of opportunity, because even if one of you get a stab on her, she knows she's done for, and she's going to try to limp away and try to live another day. And, let's see, that will put her at about 60 feet in a random direction. You would know, yeah.
Well, above and beyond that, would I maintain visual? There's the smoke bomb. I have advantage with straight roll for the perception just to see if I catch her stealth.
Yeah, go ahead and do a straight roll. And anybody who wants to catch her.
Well, everyone else would be disadvantage.
Yeah, everybody else will be at disadvantage.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, she poofed out. Zerath is the only one that's got a beat on her.
Alright.
And
Well, I'm gonna...
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm up now, aren't I?
Yeah, you're up. I was about to say that.
Yeah,
but...
no, I've got a lock on her for the next 9 minutes still.
You know she's moving north by northeast. Like, she's fixing to take an alleyway to the east.
Okay, so if I parallel her, I won't need the dash action to have a straight line to where I know she is. Correct?
Sounds right. Like, you can peer down the other alleyway with 30 feet of movement and look down there to see, like, where she should end up. Is that what you want to do?
I'm getting this all playing out in my head real quick.
No problem. I'm playing chess upstairs, trying to figure out how she's going to be maneuvering around you guys.
So I don't know if everyone has a frame of reference, but she headed north and then east.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll relay that as before I go, and then
Yeah,
I can't roll non-lethal. Damage with spells. Well, I need to be able to see her first, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Because this is out of the smoky cloud of horseshit.
Yeah, you're out of the cloud, however, she stealthed it, and your perception at the time of her stealth was not high enough to catch her. So either she's not out there at the alleyway yet, but you're ready to watch for her.
Well, he has locate object. He would notice
It's
her.
in movement right now. He only knows the direction that she's moving. Like, if she was standing still, he would know exactly where she is, but right now she's in movement. And you already get advantage on perception, so... It's gonna be a dirty round next either way, so what do you want to do?
Alright. So specifically timing-wise, if I choose to take the dash action, will I beat her to the intersection, sort of re-pincering her between me and everyone that was just in the alley with her?
I would say that's viable, yeah. You know she's coming down that alleyway, so yeah, you could definitely close her off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that re-pincering then.
Alright, so you kind of set up knowing that she's coming in your direction. In Sidaria, what would you like to do? As she just got slashed in the face, smoked to the face, and then she just poofed away again.
Okay, then I will follow northeast in the direction for 30 feet. And then... looking around me,
Go ahead, make
just
a...
in,
Make a perception then.
Yeah, but use radiant combustion just around myself, and then try to look with the extra light that I get to maybe help with seeing her.
You still can't make out where she's hiding. And she doesn't seem to be anywhere near your radiant.
You also take that damage, you know that, right, Cindy?
Yeah.
Ooh, you're gonna kill yourself for me? I love it when people kill themselves.
It's the blood letter all over again.
Oh man.
Under.
It's the horseshoes
No, I
all
only
over
take
you.
a little bit. I only take a little damage.
Alright,
I
so as
resist
you
it.
kind of burst around trying to find this, anything else for your turn? Find this.
I can't think of anything. So yeah, that's all I can do.
Zareth, you still have eyes on her. Her stealth wasn't strong enough to pass your perception. You're kind of getting a beat on her. It's been a while since you trained with her. However, you do got a good idea where she's bouncing around. And like, oh, yes, that's...
Does Leo
that's
get a turn?
Oh, yeah, Leo, I apologize. I skipped over you because I thought I was hitting the next turn order. I was already set up for you. I apologize for it. Leo, what do you want to do?
Can I run after Borden?
Yeah, you absolutely can do that. Action to dash as well to get to him?
Yep.
Alright, so the two of you are now in this alleyway trying to pincer her off. Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
Alright. Now, Zareth, what would you like to do?
How far is she?
She's halfway into that alley that they're about to pincer into. So she's about 45 feet.
I would like to hide,
Would you like to do stuff first before you hide?
and then I would like to shoot an arrow at her for sneak attack.
I would say you would have to move towards the alley first, but yeah, you can do that.
Oh yeah, then I move towards the alley first.
And as you kind of get into that alleyway, keeping an eye on her, you notice her trying to grab onto a ladder to a building, and it looks like she's about to sprint her way up this ladder. Go ahead and make your attack.
I will just do short bow damage then. Way easier.
Well, I need you to make an attack either way. Alright, so you gotta hit.
For 15 damage.
As she tries to crawl up this ladder, an arrow slaps her right in the leg, and then all of a sudden she falls back down to the earth. She screams out in pain, and at this point she's no longer a threat to anybody, as she has been neutralized. And then she just kind of passes out right there in the ground.
I'm going to move to her unconscious body.
And as you move closer to her, and everybody can kind of zone in and get next to her, how about
Going to
we...
pull out an amulet.
And then I'm going to roll her on her stomach and tie up her hands and feet and tie that together so that she cannot move.
Alright, go ahead and make
Say there will be a spare the dying, just to stabilize.
Alright. So you stabilize her. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity check to see how well you put these bindings on. Because, you know, if she wakes up, she might try to break free.
Leo's gonna yell at Cindy to turn off the damn lights, otherwise she's gonna kill some more innocent people.
Oh, this I choose, and yeah, I should probably.
No, that's just you and each creature within 10 feet of you. It's
No,
not something you
I
can
choose.
choose.
Yes, you can choose.
And that might hold her for a while. But we
No,
only
it-
do that
It
Wait,
later.
says
what?
you
Oh.
and each creature within 10 feet of you take radiant
Okay.
damage.
Okay, then turn it off as well.
Yeah, turn that shit off. There, you got a lot of this birding shit going on.
Leah's getting pissed at Cindy doing out AoE stuff around her to kill people.
So I'm going to take the amulet out and go over to where they tied her up.
Uh-huh.
I can put this on her and it'd probably make her easier to manage.
Do.
Going to put the amulet on and take it off.
What's the amulet again? Just to make sure I remember. I think I know what you're doing though.
It's a cursed amulet that gives a -2 strength to whatever strength rolls they do.
Oh, she don't care about that, but that's fine. Go ahead and put that on her character sheet.
It would be easier to... It would make it harder to get untied, I guess.
Well, if she's using strength.
Yeah, no, you can get out
It's an
through.
acrobatics.
Well, yeah.
But no, that makes her easier to restrain. So.
But yeah, I'll put it on and take it off, and she still keeps the effects until remove curse is done. So.
Alright, I get it noted.
And now I'm going to start to peel off everything that I can find of her.
Whew, you stripping her already, huh?
Yep.
You find the short bow, you find a quiver of arrows, you find a dagger.
Including her armor.
Yep, her leather armor, her dagger, her rapier. A small bag of gold. Let's see what she's got on her actually. She's got some rope, she's got a water skin, a tinderbox, some rations, a flask of oil, a lantern somewhere in there, a python, 5 of those if you want them, hammer. She has a crowbar she was going to use to clobber you, 5 candles just hanging out in that thing, a bag of ball bearings.
She should have been using a bag of ball bearings.
Yeah. Let's see what else she has that'll be of use. The dagger, leather armor, arrows, quiver, short bow, rapier.
Does she have more of those smoke bombs?
It looks like that was her last one, and this might have been her last attempt to try to get away from you guys.
Can I use my rope to try to tie her up more?
I mean, she's
I mean, at this point, we can literally just mummy wrap her in rope.
Yeah.
Make a dexterity check if you want to add
She
more
is
rope to
laying
her.
on her stomach, and she has her hands and feet tied together above her back. So
She's hog tied at the moment. But go ahead and roll a dex check. So 14.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll put that down as your new DC. Alright. So you increase the ropage used to kind of, hold her down. Anything else you guys want to do?
Hesitant to take her back to our place.
We could question her right here. I could give her 1 hit point if we want.
any abandoned building we can move into?
I could just take her back to our...
Oh, with Dimension Door?
Yes, I can use it again.
Yeah, that'll be
Good
good.
idea, but wait with that. We first send some people home in case something happens. If you end up there alone and she comes too.
Okay.
Well, you guys
And
aren't that
I'm-
close to your house. Well, wait, 500 feet away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still not
In
sure how I feel
advance.
about taking a known, a shady character into our house.
She would have gotten in if she wanted to anyway.
In advance, I'm going to consume a level 1 spell slot to have enough points for another dimension door.
Alright. Yeah, I just did the math. I think you are within 500 feet, so you should be alright. If that's what you wanted to do.
We could just question her right here.
It's all up to you, because whatever you want to do at this point, we might have to pick up next week.
Yeah.
So
That works. This should be a good starting
Yeah,
point.
this would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and this will
start
definitely
with the
give me.
interrogation.
Yeah, this will give me time to think about how she's going to deal with this situation when she wakes up. So there we go. Yeah, Dancing Lights. You managed to stop Smiles from killing Incidari, which must have been prompted. Real quick, let's just with the information you have, let's do a straight investigation down the line. If we can sass out her motive, and Zareth, I'll give you advantage.
Oh shit, that rolled with advantage from the perception crap.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
it was still
That's
the-
fine. We still take the first one, which is fine. Which is how I'd rather it be. I don't know why you wouldn't just put it up there, because you take the first number either way. But either way, so yeah, you think that whenever Insidaria was confronting her alone at first in the alleyway, you recall that she kind of backed up and was kind of luring Insidaria into a false state of security, so to speak, and Zareth did the right thing and pulled her out. Because if Insidaria would have went in further,
I feel like this is a Jack the Ripper scenario. She's been killing women. I thought it was
No, there's one male.
one male. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of jumped to conclusions.
yeah. So yeah, you just got this sensation that, well, she's a fucking assassin, so it's not beyond her.
Can't tell
trade,
if fish
but
has
why
stopped
is
swimming. You know.
Yeah, why was she trying to attack you guys? Well, who knows? We'll find out next time. But
Insidaria healed that woman.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's what I thought as well.
Yeah, that was it. Because that put a target, and then she's like, "Oh, you're coming to me," and then she just kind of backed up and let you. You were just so close to just being by yourself with her, which would have been worse than it could have been.
Yeah.
Especially if I would have assassinated you the first time. That probably would have put you at least 15% before you walked out of that alley. Either that or you would have left a lot sooner.
Yeah. Or
So I
I could have
think-
used a couple of my more AoE
Yes.
stuff first.
Yeah, so I think either way it was still the same. But, whew. I'm sorry for the late start again, by the way, guys. I do apologize.
If you enjoyed your sleep,
Yeah, well, I didn't want to sleep, and that was the problem. I didn't want to sleep, and then when it finally came, it's like, that wasn't when I wanted to sleep, damn it. But, we will hopefully pick up with our Tynet Kingdom on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. We will have a session regardless. With Bridget leaving, we don't know if our entire group is going to stick around or anything. I'll hope to hear from them soon. We'll figure it out. But either way, we're going to keep going because we do have a lot
Gideon's
of story.
not dying because people leave.
Yeah, Gideon and Bar will definitely pick up the Huckleberry Corps if something happens to where, if they don't want to play with us anymore. It's up to them, though. I really don't want them to go, but I don't know. They're not talking to me. I'll figure it out next week or Wednesday by sure. But, yeah, we're going to miss Bridget. That's a dang shame. She was a great cleric. Kind of loved her interactions with Fernberg, and her role-playing as Fernberg that one week was phenomenal. But with her leaving, we'll see what happens next week. We might have a time skip, or we might pick up where we left off. It just kind of depends. But join us again next week, hopefully on time. My apologies again this week, but 12 p.m. Central for the Timor Kingdom. And hopefully we'll see you all again next week. Go ahead and say goodbye to whoever may be watching us in the archive.
See ya.
Well, night.
Adios.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Yeah, and
Goodbye.
hopefully next month I'll have my laptop back and the quality of the stream will go back to where it was. But thanks for watching, and do you hear the calling?